Okay, good evening, folks. This is your homeboy, ready to move in. Tonight is Saturday, the 9th of November, 2024, 9:51 p.m. I apologize for the earlier attempted at recording through Facebook Live. My video somehow blanked out. Yeah, a little past halfway. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to do this recording again. So let's start with the first topic that I wanted to discuss. Yeah, so I was talking about youth unemployment and youth restlessness. Yeah, okay. So the reason why I bring up this topic tonight is because I've noticed quite a lot of youth as of late. You know, whenever I've been going to the gym at Fitness First Avenue K, or even at Lauti Mall, or even when I go out to buy groceries at Justco, Aeon AU2, and Giant Setiawangsa. Yeah, so I have noticed a crowd of youth. You know, I would say they're anywhere between their early 20s up until the age of about 30. Some of them are walking around with their spouse, you know, and the kids, and you know, a lot of them seem to have a bit of a flustered look. They don't seem to be particularly happy, and some of them, rather quite a number of them, tend to misbehave around me, you know, by trying to cut me off when I'm queuing to pay my groceries, for example, at the counter, or when I'm trying to pick up some food item, or, you know, some piece of grocery at the supermarket. Yeah, but okay, you know, let's just say that a lot of these kids, or a lot of these youth these days, are disenfranchised or unhappy because of unemployment. Then to them, I gotta say that you need to look for help. Yeah, if you've been actively applying and things haven't worked out, or things haven't been going your way, you can always try to reach out to the Human Resource Ministry. Yeah, so the Malaysian government does have an HR ministry. You know, it's been around for a number of years now. And if I'm not mistaken, the current Minister of Human Resources is YB Stephen, yeah, from the DAP party, yeah, Democratic Action Party. And I am sure, or, you know, I hope so at least, that if you guys do try to reach out to his office and his personnel, they should have some kind of program or some kind of initiative to help the youth find work. Yeah, so do give them a call, do write into them, or, you know, do pay them a visit and try to seek assistance. Yeah, unfortunately, I myself, I am unemployed as well, you know, and I'm not in any particular position to help these youngsters or kids. Yeah, I'm not a minister. You know, I don't hold an official position in government, nor am I royalty, you know, to deliver orders or anything like that, you know. So there's nothing that I myself can do, you know, if I wanted to. Yeah. So to youth, my message is try and reach out to the Human Resource Ministry for help. Yeah, I'm sure that they have something along their sleeves that they can help you with. Okay, second topic that I'd like to talk about tonight is PETRONAS relinquishing its assets to PETROS. Yeah, so this is a major development in the national oil and gas industry. So for those of you who are familiar with our oil and gas industry, since 1974, you know, through the Petroleum Development Act, PETRONAS has been entrusted with all of our country's oil and gas resources. Yeah, and they have managed it fairly well, you know, considering that when PETRONAS was first formed, they were competing with the likes of Pertamina, you know, which is Indonesia's oil and gas company. And at that time, Pertamina was bigger than PETRONAS and much more successful. However, because it was mismanaged, over the years, it went into decline and it collapsed almost to the point of, you know, being bankrupt and having to be sold off. Yeah, but it did manage to recover, and ever since then it's just trying to have been picking up its pieces and trying to survive and stay afloat. Yeah, but PETRONAS basically since 1974 up until when I was there in 2010. Yeah, that was my last year there. I would say that the company had been performing remarkably well. Yeah, so annually the company has had a history of achieving very high profits, and it has often exceeded expectations for the government in terms of revenue, and it has performed very well when I was there under the leaderships of Tan Sri Azizan, Tan Sri Hassan, and then also under Tan Sri Wan Zulkifli. Yeah, so there were three CEOs and directors of the company that were in charge when I was there. Yeah, so the fact that now they face the predicament of having to relinquish their oil and gas assets to the state government in Sarawak, I think that will have a very major impact on their business and on their revenue. Yeah, so for ex-colleagues of mine who used to work with me at Sarawak operations, PETRONAS Serigali, Sdn Sarawak, you definitely know that this is huge news. Yeah, so to people like Cindy, Sean Lowe, Gante Kwe, Nisa Adnan, and others on my list of Facebook who used to work with me at SKO PCSB, y'all do know that this is a major development, and it's kind of sad to hear about it. Yeah, because it means that PETRONAS will be losing quite a substantial amount of revenue that it once collected and that it once helped churn out for Sarawak. Yeah, so as to whether or not PETROS can emulate PETRONAS or do better, that remains to be seen. But nonetheless, they will have their job cut out for them. Yeah, because it is not easy to assemble a team of contractors and get ready all of the facilities, equipment, manpower, machinery, and etc. that is needed to extract oil and gas, offshore. Okay, moving along to my third topic. Yeah, so I'd like to be very clear and open with all of you. Yeah, so for those of you on Facebook, my ex-colleagues from different companies such as Sunway, PETRONAS, Shangri-La Hotel KL, etc., etc. You all have known me over the years. You all have known me at work, and also outside of work a little bit. Yeah, and the consensus has always been that everybody who has worked with me or who has known me as a professional knows that I've always been a very good and capable employee. Some might even describe me to be as a high performer or a very valuable talent, and definitely somebody who can contribute and bring something to the table. Yeah, so I've always been a key or significant contributor, and that has repeatedly been proven through my performances at many organizations. Yeah, even in my last few stints teaching English, whereby during the time when I was teaching at these 3 different language centers, there was a spike in interest by a lot of foreigners in the city to learn English, and a lot of them started coming to these centers that I was working at because they had heard about the courses that these language centers were offering, at different levels, beginner, intermediate, and advanced and stuff. So I did to some extent help create that hype and that excitement and draw business to them, which is good in terms of business development. And I also had a good time. Yeah, so at the end of the day, I think any employee who aims to make a difference to their employer, or if you want to look at things in a larger perspective, to the industry or to the country, you should be proud of what you're able to do. And I was happy that for the period of time that I was at these 3 different language centers, there was a genuine and spiked interest, for people to come and learn English at these centers. Yeah. So I think my predicament right now, whereby I've been unemployed since June, is quite precarious, to say the very least. Yeah, I think it almost seems like a deliberate attempt to sideline me, and although I do understand that the status of my trial does have some effect, but I do believe at the same time that there's probably a large degree or a substantial amount of disruption, or maybe even sabotaging that's going on. Yeah. So in the area that I live, for example, yeah, I've got a whole bunch of really rowdy youth, juvenile delinquents, drug dealers, drug addicts, and all that stuff. And these people, they like to undermine my efforts. And they have been disrupting my career for many years now. So I wouldn't be surprised if these very same people are trying to keep me out of work, just so that they can take advantage of the opportunities that are out there. Yeah. So for those of you who have known me, to all my ex-colleagues on Facebook, I'm sure that you all find me being out of work for such a long time to be quite unusual, and it really does make sense, especially when you look at the list of achievements and everything that I've accomplished at each and every one of my past employers, and this is recorded in my CV. You can more than see that I've always made an impact wherever I've gone. Yeah, so I really don't need to explain myself or prove myself any further. I think it's just the perception of these youngsters nowadays who like to, undermine their seniors, and I think you also have certain gatekeepers as well out there who are trying to, block the opportunities of others, from getting employed. Yeah, but to those who know me, I'm sure y'all don't have a doubt as to what I can do, and so if you can help recommend me to, your bosses or your companies or whatever, I'd be very grateful. I can always share with you my CV and cover letter. I can even customize a specific cover letter to your organization to tailor it to meet your company's needs and etc. Yeah, so that's not a problem for me, and I am looking forward to getting back to work as soon as possible. Yeah. Okay. That said, I'd just like to share with everybody that in case you might have noticed, I am back in KL. Yeah, I spent the past six days, from Monday up until earlier this morning, at my mother's residence to look after her. So I do have an elderly mother that I do need to look after, and that is also another main reason why I do need to find a permanent job as soon as possible. Yeah, so that I can help take care of her and help provide for her. Yeah, so I think people at my age, I'm 45 years old as of this year. Y'all know the significance and importance of having to look after your parents when they're old. Yeah, and to me, my mother means a lot to me, especially with the passing of my late father last year. She's the only parent that I still have around. Yeah, so I definitely do want to take care of her, and that is also another main and important reason why I'm actively trying to seek employment. Yeah, so please do pass the word around to anybody that you know in HR, any recruiters or headhunters. Please do let them know that I do need work. For information, I have been applying actively through JobStreet, Indeed, LinkedIn, and so forth. You can check my accounts on these different platforms and see my job applications, for evidence, and I've been following up quite aggressively. It's just that I do believe, and I'm quite certain that there have been certain people just deliberately trying to sabotage or block my attempts to getting employed. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it has to do with people in this area. And for some of you who understand how things work in Malaysia, sometimes you do have disruptors or derailers. Yeah, so sometimes people who, for example, don't want you to fill in a certain position, and they find out that you are applying for it, you know, they can sort of try to undermine or sabotage your application. Yeah, so stuff like that does happen. So, you know, I hope that a bit of word of mouth can help overcome things. Okay, so friends, ladies and gentlemen, I won't take up too much more of your time since it's a Saturday evening. Yeah, hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and if you want to catch up or, you know, just meet up, do give me a call. Yeah, I still go by the same number, 012-917-8285. Feel free to chat me up if you wish. Okay, ciao.